For me to play in this club, to be, to put on the famous shirt is very good. Obviously it's a great ambition for mine to take something different and try something different in England. And I felt was a great opportunity for me to come here and, express my talents and everything like that. Yeah, of course, I spoke to one of the greats before coming here. So he gave me the clarification, that this is a club that wants to go and do well, that he's striving for big things. Obviously, you went and won the Cup in Saudi Arabia, which is a good start. We know as a team, as a foundation, that the league is not going well, but the Champions League is going tremendously well. You need 1 point now to make sure that there's no playoffs and you can qualify, automatically into the next group stage. And this is something that, I hope that I'm bringing to this team. I'm bringing my quality, my experience, but also leadership as well. I want to make sure that this club is back to where we want to be in the league. And I think that we have the players, we have the right people behind the scenes doing the right things. And, hopefully now we can turn the corner to make sure that we're doing the right things in the right way. Obviously, growing up, the big teams, the AC Milans, when the Juventus, the Inters, when you look at these teams and these teams playing in the Champions League, you can see the types of players that, have come from this league, that have played in this league, that have gone on to do great things. So I wanted to come and experience it. Obviously, there's many clubs that I could have, maybe gone to, not just now, but in the past. But I chose to stay in the Premier League. Now, I felt at this time, in this moment, it was good for me to come and experience it, and I felt that, this was ultimately the right club. I felt welcomed. Zlatan was fantastic with me on the phone. He made me feel assured. And, I wanted to come and, prove myself that I can do it in not just the Premier League, but also Serie A. I'll address the Champions League. Obviously, it's a dream come true to win the Champions League. I've been very fortunate to do that with Manchester City, and I played in, obviously, a final which I lost, so I've experienced both sides of, winning and going up there and collecting the trophy, and also losing, having to go and clap someone. I can assure you that clapping, or being clapped at, is better than clapping for someone. But this is something down the line. This is, we can't affect that. We can only affect that, and that's based on results and winning games in the Champions League. The second thing with the bonus, if you're talking monetary value, no, of course not. The bonus is winning the Champions League. The bonus is not money. I don't play football for anything other than the joy and the passion. Obviously, things at Manchester City wasn't going too well, and I wasn't playing enough football of what I wanted to do. So a reason for me wanting to come and play football and for this great club was, that I hopefully can, play a little bit more football than what I was doing there. And I want to win things. I spent a long time in my career at Tottenham, getting there or getting close or coming to finals and losing, which was, it was a shame. So when I joined Manchester City to win the 17 trophies that I did in 7 years, to win 6 Premier Leagues, to win 1 Champions League with a treble, the Super Cup, the Club World Cup. These are things that I'm not stopping now. Even at my age of 34, I've come here to win, because I prefer winning, and I prefer the last 7 years than from 19 until 27, I can assure you that. At my age, from my experience, I can pass on that, to the younger players. But also, I can't do it alone. And I think from what I've seen in the first 3 to 4 days of me being here, there is leaders. But as Zlatan said, maybe the confidence is a little bit low. The rhythm is win game, lose game, have a bad performance, have a good performance, and you need a level of consistency. Obviously, the manager has changed, but I feel from what he's come in and from what I'm listening to over the last 3 days that he's got a good idea. He's got a good, foundation that he wants to build this club on, and I think it's needed. I think it's needed because sometimes there needs to be discipline. Sometimes there needs to be that fire and emotion coming from the body because it projects onto the players. And maybe, recently that the players have lacked a little bit of that. I've not seen much of that, so that's just my personal opinion from what I'm hearing and like you're saying to me today. But that's my job. That's my job, not just to play well on the field, but obviously I know Fick, I know Ruben, I know Tammy from England. I hope they trust me because I tried to lead them at England as being the vice captain under Harry Kane, and hopefully they can then lean on me to trust me, to know that I'm going to lead them in the right direction on the field and to follow me, because I've won a lot of things and I've come here with the experience of hopefully doing the same here. When I spoke with Pep, it wasn't a very comfortable conversation, we'll say, because of the respect that we both have for each other, from what we've achieved both at Manchester City. Everything that he's won at Manchester City, I've also won. And I would like to think that he knows what I bring to the dressing room and the atmosphere that I create. That's I'm here to obviously play football. I'm here to work with my teammates, but at Manchester City it was my family. From the cooks to the cleaner to the kitmen to the physios. I would like to think that I was liked a lot, and I made sure that everyone was blended in together. So I just have to try and find the same here. Listen, I have to learn a lot of names. I need to speak Italian. I'm going to do Italian lessons, but it's something that I'm fully committed to and wanting to learn. And I think I'm so hungry. I still have the fire in my belly to go and achieve things, and that's the main thing. That's what I really want to come here. I don't want to just win things in one country. I want to come to another country and also win there as well. I believe in fate, but I believe it's also in hard work. I feel what you put into anything in life is what you get out. So not just because my birthday's on this day and the thing, it's not just going to happen like this, but I think if the work continues on and off the field, and the lads put in the work that we can do, we'll see. I think Champions League as well, and in any cup competition, it's not a league, it's not game after game after game. I think it's a little bit of luck. You do need luck to get to the final, but then you also need to play well, and when you get there. No, with Theo, obviously I played against him with England v France, and he's a top player. I think the stats speak for itself in this league and what he's gone and achieved. But again, the same for Rafa, that this should be the start. I joined, I think he's 27 if I'm correct. I joined Manchester City then. And I feel now that for a defender especially, at the age between 27, 32 and maybe older, that this is the most important years. This is the prime of your footballing career, because you use this a lot more. You use your head a lot more when you're defending and also when you're attacking. So if he, wants any advice, of course I can give it him. But I think we should both complement each other and do what's best for the team. If he wants to attack more, I want to attack more. If I go, he stays and defends. But the most important is the team. It's not individuals. Individuals will shine once the team is doing well. Yeah, I spoke to him. Obviously, his English is not great, but we had brief conversations. he was happy while I was here. And he said I need to obviously show that my football, it is good. So, but from the conversations that we've had, him and his coaching staff have been absolutely fantastic with me. The whole club and the organisation has really helped me, from living in England my whole life to coming here. I was scared. Of course, it's a big change, but the club have welcomed me in. Anything that I've needed, they made sure that I can just keep my routine going, and hopefully bring the performances on the pitch with that. So, as a club, I have to say thank you for that, and welcoming me in such open arms and making everything as easy as possible. Now it's down to me to play well on the football pitch. As you said there, I could have stayed in Manchester. I still had a contract there, and I would have warranted that contract if they wouldn't have let me leave. That's just me as a person. But I think it comes down to challenges in life. I think sometimes you find yourself in a little bit of a situation where you think, okay, I need to try something different. And I've spoke to many players, many ex-players that have not really moved on or moved abroad in the different league of the Premier League, and they kind of said to me, I wish I experienced it. Now, if I wasn't going to a big club, I don't think I would have done it. I think I would have stayed in the Premier League, stayed at Manchester City, and continued my career there. But when a club like this comes, knocking on the door for you, I think there's only certain clubs in the world that you can kind of not say no to. And this was the opportunity that I wanted. When I spoke to Zlatan, he made it clear that they're excited. They wanted to take me on board, and that made me feel secure. That made me feel okay. This is the right decision, and when you just get the gut feeling, that was the gut feeling that I had, and hopefully it's a positive end to the season for me personally, but also more importantly for the team. As for your last question with Ferrari, for Lewis as well, as being an Englishman, I want him to win. And Ferrari, for being Italian, I want them to win. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Grazie.